The transition from in-person learning to virtual learning can be tough on any student, especially students with special needs who may require therapy. Our Kanisha Dees spoke with local school leaders about what they're planning on doing about that.
In 2016, more than 32,000 students in Alabama were identified with a specific learning disability, according to the National Center for Learning Disabilities. School district leaders say their virtual learning program includes teletherapy for students with special needs.
We are going to do everything we can to provide students those services through teletherapy and also train the parents during this time on how to work with your student at home.
Huntsville City Schools offering an individual distance learning plan, which is used to determine the type of services, including in-person or therapy via computer screen, also known as teletherapy. It's based on a student's IEP or individualized education program.
And in that plan, that basically helps parents and helps students to understand what their IEP looks like when they are at home learning.
However, in the event that in-person therapy is required, Huntsville City Schools Director of Special Education Services Elizabeth Long says one-to-one or in some cases two-to-one therapy with students will be held at the Cavalry Hill Community Center.
So we have created specialized therapy rooms here for all the different areas so that we can bring students in.
Madison County Schools outline also includes in-person or teletherapy for students with special services.
So our plan does call for some potential face-to-face instruction, if that's what it takes to meet that need.
Public Relations Director Tim Hall says it will take a collaborative effort from the community.
We're going to be working with local companies and organizations and our staff to make sure that those student needs are met.
And Huntsville City School leaders say should parents and students have to come in for in-person therapy, they will be screened. Putting the Valley first, Kanisha Dees, WZDX News.